Dear students, today we are going to discuss our supplementary reader textbook, first chapter, The Pterodactyl's Egg. This story is written by Satyajit Ray. Let's know some facts about Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray was an internationally famous Bengali filmmaker, writer, illustrator, and music director. Some of his famous characters are young Bengali detective Feluda and the adventurous scientist Professor Shonku. Ray also wrote dozens of short stories. Some of the films too are the children such as Goopy Ghini, Haha Baini and Hirak Raja Desh. He was the son of writer Sukumar Ray. Chapter 1, The Pterodactyl's Egg. Pterodactyl means a kind of flying animal with a long head and neck and a short tail. Lived millions of years ago in the time of dinosaurs. So it belonged to dinosaur family. Let's start. Bidan Babu tells stories to his son, Biltu, every day. However, lately, Biltu has been complaining that the stories are no longer very interesting. Bidan Babu needs a quiet place where he can sit after work and think of plots. Today he has come to the riverside. Namaskar. Oh no, was he going to be disturbed here too? Bidan Babu turned and found a stranger standing near the bench. A man very thin, about 50 years old, wearing trousers and a jacket, a jute bag slung from one shoulder. Slung means hung loosely. His features were not clear in the twilight, but the look in his eyes seemed to be remarkably sharp. A contraption hung near his chest. Two rubber tubes attached to it were plugged into his man's ears. Actually, contraption means strange looking machine. In the film PK, you can see that main character coming like that, isn't it? Hope I am not disturbing you, said the stranger with a slight smile. I sit here every day. This is where I do my experiments. Experiments? What kind of experiments could one do in this open space by the riverside? Was the man slightly mad? But what if he was something else? He could be pickpocketed, couldn't he? Today had been payday. Bidan Babu's salary, two new 100 rupees notes, was tied up in a kerchief and thrust into an inner pocket. His wallet had 55 rupees and 32 paise. Bidan Babu rose. It was better to be safe than sorry. Are you leaving? Are you annoyed? No, no. I don't ask everyone to sit with me for a chat. But you strike me as a man different from others. From this much of information, we can understand that one evening, Badan Babu sat on a bench by a river to think up a story for his son. Son's name is what? Bilju. When a stranger joined him, the man had an instrument like a stethoscope with the rubber tube plugged into his ears. He explained that this was his usual place to conduct experiments. Bidan Babu wanted to move away, wondering if the man was crazy or if he was a pickpocket. Pickpocket means robber itself, isn't it? He wanted to be careful for an inner pocket in a handkerchief he had tucked means covered, tucked away his salary of 200 rupees, and in his wallet he had 55 rupees and 32 paise. But the stranger wanted to be friendly and aroused Bidan Babu's curiosity by explaining to him that he had constructed the instrument to take him to the distant past or the distant future. Moving on, the stranger took out the rubber tubes from his ears. Then he said, I feel worried sometimes. If I accidentally press the switch in the dark, all hell will break loose. All hell will break loose here means suddenly there will be a great trouble. Do you think that the stranger really thinks Badan Babu different? Or is he just trying to engage him in conversation? Most probably, we can say that no, the stranger does not really think that Badan Babu is different. He is just trying to engage him in conversation, isn't it? Now let's see what is the secret behind that mission. What is that mission? Contraption, isn't it? At this point, Badan Babu could not help asking a question. Is that a stethoscope? Or is it something else? Instead of answering the question, the other man threw a different question at Badan Babu. Another question that stranger said to Badan Babu. How many kinds of travelers have you seen? Badan Babu said, I didn't even know travelers could be of more than one kind. Why? There are at least three kinds. Those who travel on water, those who travel on land, and those who travel in the sky. But all of these are ordinary travelers. The kind of traveler I am talking about doesn't move on water or land or even in the sky. Where does he move then? Time. What? He moves in time. Journey into the past, a visit to the future. Bidan Babu began to see the light. See the light here means understand. You are talking about H.G. Wells, aren't you? The time machine. Wasn't that like a cycle with the two handles? The man laughed contemptuously. Contemptuously means without respect. Actually, we seen about H.G. Wells, isn't it? Let's know what is that H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells was an English writer who wrote a famous story called The Time Machine. In the story, a man traveled into the future with the help of a machine. So that's why Badan Babu asked to that stranger, it is like that story of H.G. Wells. That that was only a story. I am talking of real life, my own experiences, my own missions. Badan Babu did not know whether to laugh or cry. Could that little mission have such magical powers? How was it possible? The stranger seemed to read his mind. This mission here, he said, has these two rubber tubes. All you need to do is put these into your ears. This switch on the right will take you to the future, and the one on the left will take you to the past, the little date you wish to travel to. And the one on the left will take you to the past, the little wheel with a needle has dates and years written on it. You can fix the date you wish to travel to. I must admit there are times when it misses the mark by about 20 years, but that doesn't make too much differences. Have you traveled to the future? Yes, I did once, but not too far, only up to the 13th century. Why did you see? There wasn't much to see. I was the only person walking along a huge road. A weird looking vehicle appeared from somewhere and nearly ran me over. I did not try to going into the future again. And how far into the past have you traveled? Next question. That's another catch. Catch means here hidden problem or difficulty. This mission cannot take me to the very beginning of creation. I tried very hard, but the farthest I could go back to was when the reptiles had already arrived. Moving on, Badan Babu's throat felt a little dry. What reptiles? He asked. Snakes? Oh no, snakes are pretty recent. Then, you know, things like Brontosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, dinosaurs. You mean you have been to other countries as well? You are making a common mistake. Why should I have to go to other countries? Do you think these creatures did not live in our land? Did they? Of course, right here, by the side of this beach. A cold shiver ran down Badan Babu's spine. The river did not exist then, said the man. This place was full of stony mounds and a lot of wild plants. There was a dirty pond where you can now see that jetty. Suddenly, I saw a pair of brilliant red eyes. I had seen a picture in a book, so I knew it was Stegosaurus. Here, why do you think Batan Babu's throat feels dry? Because he believes the stranger's story and feels nervous and excited to think that the man actually saw reptile in the past. So all this description says that according to the stranger, he had been to the future to the 13th century when he walked along a huge road and was almost run over by a weird looking vehicle. He said that he had also been the past and seen dinosaurs, stegosaurus, and pterodactyls. Moving on, it was crossing the pond, chewing some leaves. I knew it would not attack me, for it was a herbivorous animal. Even so, I nearly froze with fear. I was about to press the switch to return to the present when I heard the flutter of wings right over my head. I looked up and saw a pterodactyl, a cross between a bird, an animal, and a bat. Swoop, swoop means here, move down through the air upon the Stegosaurus. My eyes then fell on a large rock nearby. Inside a big crack in the rock lay a shiny round white egg, the pterodactyl's egg. Even though I was scared stiff, I couldn't resist the temptation. The two animals began fighting, and I pocketed the egg. Ha ha ha. So, this is the story said by whom? That stranger. He said about his mission, the time period, all the things. But then Babu did not laugh. Could this kind of thing really happen outside the realm of fiction? Realm means a particular area of science, imagination, and so on. So let's know, why does Badan Babu join in the stranger's laughter? Why doesn't Badan Babu join in the stranger's laughter? Let's know. So I think most probably he is too moved and excited by the stranger's story. He is busy wondering if what was stranger said was true or false. Moving on, I would have allowed you to test my mission, but Badan Babu swallowed. But what? The chances of getting a satisfactory result are very remote. Why? But you can try your luck. Badan Babu bent forward. Please don't let me be disappointed. He prayed silently. The man tucked the tubes into Badan Babu's ears, pressed a switch, and grabbed his right wrist. I need to check your pulse, Badan Babu whispered nervously. The past or the future? The past, 6000 BC. Shut your eyes as tightly as you can. Badan Babu obeyed. He sat in eager anticipation for nearly a whole minute with his eyes closed. Then he said, why nothing seems to be happening? The man switched the machine off and took it back. The chances were 1 in a million. Why? It would have worked only if the numbers of hairs on your head was exactly the same as mine. Actually, we can see Badan Babu's anticipation. He is waiting for seeing the past 6000 BC. He also want to see dinosaurs, stegosaurus, such animals. But the mission is not working properly. Our Badan Babu asked to that stranger why it's not working. He has a lot of explanation. He said that it would have worked only if the numbers of hair on your head was exactly the same as mine. Badan Babu felt like a deflated balloon. How sad, how very sad that he had to lose such an opportunity. The stranger brought out something else from his bag, Everything was quite clearly visible now in the moonlight. May I hold it in my hand? Asked Badan Babu, unable to stop himself. The other man handed him the shiny, round object. It was quite heavy, and its surface was remarkably smooth. All right, time to go now. It's getting late. Badan Babu returned the egg. Who knew what else this man had seen? Hope you are coming here again tomorrow, said Badan Babu. Let's see, there's such an awful lot to be done. Goodbye. Badan Babu reached the tram stop and boarded a tram. Then he slipped his hand into his pocket. His heart stood still. The wallet was gone. There was nothing he could do except make an excuse and get down from the tram immediately. So, what you understood about the stranger? That stranger is actually a fraud, isn't it? He's a pickpocketer and he could stolen his money also, isn't it? As he began walking towards his house, he felt like kicking himself. Now I know what happened, he thought. What when I closed my eyes and he held my hand, what a fool I have made of myself. It was past 8 p.m. by the time he reached home. Biltu's face lit up at the sight of his father. By then, Madan Babu had started to relax. I will tell you a good story today, he said. Actually, in the beginning of the story, we can see that Badan Babu is relaxing in the riverside, isn't it? He want to go to home. Before that, he want to make a good story. So he was planning to say a good story. During that time, that stranger came, isn't it? So he said now to his son Biltu, today I have a good story for you. So what was that story? It was the story that he had experienced in his life itself, isn't it? What story, Baba? The pterodactyl's egg, and many more. It won't be finished in a day. If one considered carefully what Bedan Babu, the material he had collected today will help him think of many stories for Biltu and make the boy happy. Surely that was worth at last 55 rupees and 32 paise.